Okay, we have started our unit number 6, vision system for artificial intelligence. In that, we have covered some of the part. We can say that machine vision definition, system component, lightning techniques. After that, we have discussed related to the some of the image processing fundamentals, which are those: edge detection, shape analysis, segmentation, object identification, and template match. Okay, these many contents or the part already we have covered. Okay, remaining part is the today we will cover the sensors of cameras. Like there are different types of sensors are there: CCD, CMOS, area scan, line scan, camera specification, and selection camera calibration. Okay, camera specification. Okay, how can specify any camera? Can anyone? ओके, एखादा तुम्ही कॅमेरा परचेस करायला गेला तर कोणत्या गोष्टी तुम्ही बघता? हाऊ कॅन स्पेसिफाय एनी कॅमेरा स्पेसिफिकेशन? ओके, विच स्पेसिफिकेशन यू आर सेइंग? Yes, anyone? Suppose you are purchasing a new camera, then what kind of things you are observing or checking while purchasing the camera? Yes, anyone? एक तुम्ही कॅमेरा परचेस करायला गेलेले तर कॅमेरा परचेस करताना number of pixels, okay, again only we can consider number of pixels, 34, 32 or 16 megapixel camera is there, like that, or another? Yes, कोणत्या गोष्टी आपण कन्सिडर करतो? ओनली पिक्सल्स? Again, price, okay, Rohit is saying price, okay. Second one, yes, okay, these are the some specification we can say that, okay, while selecting any camera, okay, we can observe the pixel of that camera, price of that camera. Again, yes, be fast. If you, okay, you have to find out. Okay, आता तुम्हाला काय करायचंय तर एखादा तुम्ही कॅमेरा परचेस करायचा असेल तर त्याचे स्पेसिफिकेशन आपण काय बघतो तर तुम्हाला लिस्ट आउट करायचंय. ओके, आता ज्या पद्धतीने सांगितली सुशांतने पिक्सल आपण बघतो, रोहितने सांगितलं प्राइस बघतो, तर त्या पद्धतीने अजून बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी आपण आयडेंटिफाय करत असतो while purchasing the camera. Again, there are different types of lenses, okay, which lenses are used in that camera. Okay, again, the clarity, or the we can say that capturing, image capturing, size of image capturing. Okay, similar kinds of n number of specification it is mentioned in the while purchasing the camera. Okay, तुम्ही जर बघितलं बरेचसे स्पेसिफिक, इफ यू विजिट द any site like just Amazon, okay, Amazon website, if you type there manufacturer, correct, and here if you type in Amazon, suppose if you type here camera name, suppose any camera, okay, if you go here and if you select, and here you will get the specification. Okay, I will show you that specification of that one. Okay, here they have shown these many, okay, some of the specification: model name, brand, which one brand, form factor, skill level, color, again GPG, quality level, white balancing, lens type, okay, range, items, okay, item weight, again few more are there, okay, like pixels are there. Okay, here you can see 45 optical zoom. Okay, these are the 20 megapixel sensor. Okay, these are the parameters or specification while selecting we can observe. Okay, this is for the 14,000 camera. If you purchase again, okay, having a higher price, like you can see here, okay, 36,000 camera, the specification of that one this one is the different. Okay, you can see here. Okay, here you will find the camera specification, like, okay, all about that. Okay, autofocus point, whether it is having autofocus or the or manual focus. Again, the frequency, like 24122 to 2462 megahertz. Okay, that much amount of frequency. But general uh, specification, we can say that brand, form factor, skill level, specification features, color of that camera, GPT quality, white balancing setting, shooting modes, lens type, and age range. Okay, these are the some of the parameters we can say. Okay, हे काय तर जनरल कॅमेरा स्पेसिफिकेशन तुम्हाला बघायला भेटते. ओके, नाउ camera selection and camera calibration, and these many techniques we will discuss now. Okay, now we will discuss the camera sensors. Okay, the camera sensors कोणते असतात, ते कशा पद्धतीने यूज होतात, ते आपण आता ह्या ठिकाणी डिस्कस करणार आहे. जस्ट we have seen the last time shape analysis, and it is related to the terms. Okay, next, camera sensor. Okay, the first sensor is CCD. Okay, CCD is nothing but charge coupled device. Okay, charge coupled device, inside that, okay, in CCD consist of millions of pixels. Okay, ह्या ठिकाणी जर बघितलं तर CCD, it is one camera sensor. On that camera sensor, one plate is there. On that plates, okay, different charge coupled, okay, curves are there, and that curves, or we can say that pixels, it is, okay, millions of pixels are attached on that plate. Okay, या प्लेट वरती बघू शकता तर बरेचसे पिक्सल्स तुम्हाला त्या ठिकाणी बघायला भेटतात. नाउ just, okay, here you will observe the pixels, number of pixels are there. As these pixels are exposed to incoming light, these pixels will convert the incoming light into a charge. म्हणजे काय केलं जाणार आहे तर these pixels are converted into the charge when the light is inciding on this plate. Okay, camera sensor plate म्हणजे काय असणार आहे तर this plate is inside the camera. Okay, outside. Okay, in front of this camera lens is there. In front of camera our object is there, and in object we are passing the reflecting light, it is captured with this sensor. Okay, ते काय केल्यानंतर सेन्सर जे काही रिफ्लेक्टिंग लाईट आहे, सपोज एक ऑब्जेक्ट आहे, ह्या ऑब्जेक्टची जे काही रिफ्लेक्टिंग लाईट आहे, ओके, ते काय करणार आहे तर ह्या सेन्सर, सपोज you can see that I will draw here. Okay, it is one box. Okay, this one is the box. Okay, this reflecting rays. Okay, this reflecting rays. Okay, these are the rays you can consider. Okay, these are sun rays. Okay, it is reflected from this object, and we have to take the picture of this object. ह्या माझ्या बॉक्स आहे, ह्या बॉक्सची काय करायचंय तर मला फोटो कॅप्चर करायचे. मग त्या ठिकाणी काय असणार आहे तर एक चार्ज कपल्ड प्लेट असेल विच इज माउंटेड इन दॅट कॅमेरा. ओके, तर ज्यावेळेस ह्यातले जे काही रेज आहेत तर ह्याच्यावर इनसाइड होतील, तर त्यावेळेस काय असणार आहे तर इट विल जनरेट द पिक्सल्स, अँड दॅट जनरेटेड पिक्सल्स इट इज कन्वर्टेड इन टू द इलेक्ट्रिकल पल्सेस. ओके, ते काय केलं जाणार आहे तर इलेक्ट्रिकल पल्सेस मध्ये कन्वर्ट केलं जाईल. Okay, next, and the charges will get accumulated in the pixels. When the charge is getting collected by these pixels, this charge are being transferred using horizontal shift register. Okay, there is one register. With the help of that, okay, charges are transferred, and these charges are being transferred into the vertical shift registers. In this shift register, one by one, each charge is converted into voltage and the after voltage conversion, each voltage is being amplified using the amplifier. म्हणजे प्रत्येक चार्ज काय असणार आहे amplifierच्या साहाय्याने amplify केला जाईल. Okay, why it is required to amplification? To transmit that from the, okay, transmit to the processing or the generation of that image. Okay, image generation साठी आपल्याला काय लागणार आहे, we required amplified signals. Okay, means it is combination of sine waves or the cosine waves. We required only sine waves. Okay, त्या केस मध्ये काय असणार आहे, एखादा amplitude असेल तर without amplification जर गेलं तरी it may be having the some different waves. Okay, we have to convert whether it is sine wave or the cosine waves, or the we can say that square waves. Once the vertical shift register get computed, the same procedure is followed by the remaining charge, and one by one each charge is getting converted into voltage. After that it being amplified. Means here continuously charges were captured with this plate, and it is passed through the in the form of electrons. Once the charge of each pixel is converted into voltage and amplified, the voltage signal being converted into the digital form using the analog to digital converter. Means that again it is converted into the that analog values, or the we can say that waves or amplitude, it is converted into the digital. Means it is a form of ones and zeros form. Okay, one आणि zero च्या form मध्ये convert केले. Digital means one and zeros form. In this way, one by one, the charge of each pixel is getting converted into voltage, and then same procedure is repeated for the next frame. So this is the basic principle of this charge coupled device. Now just we will observe one video. With the help of that one, we will understood how that charge coupled camera is working of that charge coupled camera.
Let me tell you about this amazing offer from Udemy. Right now, they're having one of their biggest sales of the year.
Hi, I am Gladys. Welcome to my channel. In this video, let's see what is charge coupled device. So CCD is the acronym for charge coupled device. It is an integrated circuit which consists of light sensitive elements, and it captures and stores the image in the form of electrical.
Okay, this which one? This one is, I think, more better.
Of course, today's telescopes no longer use photographic plates. Instead, a charge-coupled device, or CCD for short, is used. These enable direct connections between an object's incoming photons and its image on a computer. Here's how they work. CCDs are based on a principle called the photoelectric effect. If a photon with sufficient energy hits an electron in the outer shell of an atom, the transfer of energy to the electron can be enough to free it from the atom altogether. This is a fundamental component of quantum mechanics, first analyzed by Albert Einstein in 1905. CCDs use a thin wafer of silicon to produce electrons from photons because silicon easily releases electrons with visible light. A tiny positively charged capacitor is attached to the silicon wafer in order to collect the freed electrons. If we get one electron for each photon in the range, we'd have 100% quantum efficiency. The highest quality CCDs can achieve up to 90% quantum efficiency. It's interesting to note that the quantum efficiency of the human eye's rods and cones is only 1%. The photons start producing electrons as soon as the shutter is opened. The capacitor collects the freed electrons until the shutter is closed. At that point, the voltage across the capacitor represents the number of electrons the capacitor collected. This information is sent to the computer. All of this is miniaturized into an integrated circuit and represents one pixel. CCDs are made of thousands or even millions of these configured as an array. The CCD on Hubble's Wide Field Camera 2 has two 2K by 4K arrays for an 8 megapixel CCD. And as before, for color, we simply repeat observations with filters. For example, here's Hubble's photograph of the planetary nebula MYCN18, 8,000 light-years away. This picture has been composed from 3 separate images taken with a blue filter to identify light from oxygen and a green filter.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire,
Hi, I am Gladys. Welcome to my channel. In this video, let's see what is charge coupled device. So CCD is the acronym for charge coupled device. It is an integrated circuit which consists of light sensitive elements, and it captures and stores the image in the form of electrical charge. These electrical charges are then shifted inside the device and it is manipulated and digitized. It is based on metal oxide semiconductor. So next we'll see the water analogy of CCD. The working of charge coupled device can be understood clearly by rainwater analogy. The cups are spread over the rectangular conveyor belt, and after the cups are filled by the rainwater, it is transferred from the cups in the vertical conveyor belt and then to the cups in the horizontal belt. From the horizontal conveyor belt, the rainwater is shifted to the final storage container. In the same way, the pixels are collected in the photosensitive area and it is transferred vertically and horizontally by shift registers. Finally, it is transferred to the last capacitor and it is amplified, digitized and saved in the memory. Next, we'll see the architecture of CCDs. There are 3 types. First type is full frame. Full area is active in full frame and it is used to collect the light. To read out the data, a mechanical or camera shutter is used. The drawback in this type is image streaking. The next type is frame transfer. So here only half of the area is exposed to the incident light, which is image store area, and half of the area is covered with opaque mask, which is the frame store area. The image is transferred very quickly from image store area to the frame area store, and no shutter is required and no image streaking. The third type is interline. In this type, alternate columns are masked and used for frame store, so the shutter time is very less and the image streaking is totally eliminated, but the cost is high to manufacture this type of complex architecture. Next, we'll see the working of CCD. So first the pixels are collected and it is transferred and shifted by transfer gates and shift register, and finally it is stored in the output capacitor and then it is digitized and displayed. And there are 2 main regions. One is photoactive region and the other one is transmission region. So let's see what is photoactive region. The photoactive region is an epitaxial layer of silicon. It consists of an array of capacitors. The image is projected onto this photoactive region through the lens. The electric charge proportional to the light intensity of the image at that location is accumulated in the array of capacitors. Next, transmission region. The accumulated charge in the photoactive region is then transferred to the shift registers by transfer gates. After that, by horizontal and vertical shift registers, the charge is transferred to the last capacitor, which is the storage capacitor, and from the last capacitor it is transferred to the amplifier where the current is converted into voltage. This voltage is then sampled, digitized and stored in the memory. The advantages are smaller in size, consumes less power and works at low voltage, low noise and high sensitivity. Very faint and bright targets can also be measured. No chemical processing is needed. Next is disadvantages. Slower readout, no direct access to the pixels since it is read out serially. The applications are: it is used in astronomy for imaging, photometry and spectroscopy. It is used in digital photography. It converts captured light into digital data. It is used in image sensors, signal processing and in medical fluoroscopy.
Okay, I hope you understood this one. This camera sensor, it is similar in this video you understood that water analogy, water cup analogy means suppose you can consider these are the water cups. Okay, hey, water cups consider kara. It is attached, this water cups is attached in conveyor. Okay, it is filled with water and it will transfer to the horizontal, okay, in vertical line, and it is that cups are we can say that cups are filled after this horizontal to the vertical and it will pass to the main container. म्हणजे काय केलं जाणार तर हे हॉरिझॉन्टल आहे ते कप पहिल्यांदा भरले जाणार आहेत, त्यानंतर हे जे काही व्हर्टिकल आहे ते भरले जातील, त्याच्यामधले पाणी जे काय ओतणार आहे त्या कप मध्ये, आणि ते जे काही सगळं पाणी आहे तर एका टँक मध्ये कलेक्ट होणार आहे. तर त्यावरून लक्षात येईल की सिमिलरली हिअर ऑल्सो चार्जेस आर कलेक्टेड and that charges are passed to the another vertical register, and that vertical register it will pass to the okay main capacitor, and that capacitor will generate the image. Okay, similar kind of that one. तर ह्यामध्ये जर बघितलं तर in this the silicon is used for capturing. Okay, you must understood because sometimes they will ask in charge coupled device which material is used in this, okay, for collecting the that electrons. Okay, silicon is used. You can remember these things. Next next one is the second sensor is the CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Okay, this in complementary metal oxide semiconductor, in this case of CMOS sensor, the fabrication technology is very similar to the fabrication technology of integrated circuit. Okay, because of many peripheral circuit can be integrated inside a single chip. In this CMOS sensor, the charge to voltage conversion as well as the volt amplification is carried out in the pixel itself. Means you can see here in this image you will understood the, we can say that amplification and as well as the conversion or the storing, it is done in this each and every pixel. Okay, this one is the first pixel, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, each pixel it is conversion. Okay, due to that it is called as a metal oxide, complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Okay, means you will find the every pixel having conversion of amplification and conversion of that pixels, and voltage and amplification it is done in each pixel. Okay, so process is very fast as compared to the previous one, CCD, charge coupled. Okay, as compared to charge coupled, this one is the very faster, we can say that. In this case of CMOS sensor, the voltage that is generated by each pixel is being read in line by line fashion. First of all, the first row of the pixel is being activated using the pixel select switch. This pixel select switch connect the output voltage of the pixel to the column line, and by activating the column selected switch one by one, we can read the data of each pixel, and the sum procedure is repeated for the remaining lines. So in this way, in this case of CMOS sensor, the data is being read in the line by line fashion. This is the overview of CMOS sensor works. Okay, how it works. Okay, in each pixel it will convert the conversion of voltage and amplification is done. Okay, due to that it is very faster, and it is directly connected with the output, and each line execute first and then it shows the output. Just we will see that.
Through my online store alone, we've sold over $500,000 worth of spices. That's so crazy.
I went from selling to my town to selling nationwide.
Hey friends, welcome to the YouTube channel All About Electronics in terms of the different aspects. Also learn how the YouTube channel All About Electronics. So in this video, we will learn about the different image sensors which are used in digital cameras and the modern day smartphones. So we will also learn how this image sensor works, and at the end we will compare these image sensors in terms of the different aspects. So two types of imaging sensors which are quite commonly used in the imaging are CCD, which is the charge coupled device, and the CMOS, that is complementary metal oxide semiconductor. So both the type of sensor consist of millions of photosites or pixels. So these photosites converts the incoming light into the charge or electron. So although these two sensors are quite different, but they are common in many aspects. So these are the following steps which is being followed in both the sensors. So this sensor first of all convert the incoming light into the charge. So the photosites or the pixels are exposed to the light for a certain amount of time, and during this time the charge will get collected in these pixels. So once the charge is being collected by this pixel, this charge is transferred for the further processing, and after transfer this charge is converted into the voltage, and this voltage is being amplified using the amplifiers. So these are the common steps which you see in both the sensors, but depending upon the sensor the sequence might vary. So now let us first of all understand how this charge coupled device or CCD works. So as I said earlier, this CCD consists of millions of pixels. So as these pixels are exposed to the incoming light, these pixels will convert the incoming light into the charge, and the charge will get accumulated in these pixels. So once the charge is getting collected by these pixels, this charge is being transferred using this horizontal shift register, and this charge is being transferred into the vertical shift register. So in this shift register, one by one each charge is being converted into the voltage, and after the voltage conversion each voltage is being amplified using the amplifier. So once the vertical shift register gets emptied, the same procedure is followed for the remaining charge, and one by one each charge is getting converted into the voltage, and after that it is being amplified. So once the charge of each pixel is converted into the voltage and amplified, the output signal is being converted into the digital form using the analog to digital converter. So in this way, one by one the charge of each pixel is getting converted into the voltage, and the same procedure is repeated for the next frame. So this is the basic principle of the charge coupled device. Now let us similarly see how this CMOS sensor works. So in case of the CMOS sensor, the fabrication technology is very similar to the fabrication technology of the integrated circuits. So because of that, many peripheral circuits can be integrated inside the single chip. So in case of the CMOS sensor, the charge to voltage conversion as well as the voltage amplification is carried out in the pixel itself. And as the charge to voltage conversion and the amplification is carried out in the pixel itself, so the processing speed of the CMOS sensor will be much higher than the CCD sensors. So in case of the CMOS sensor, the voltage that is generated by each pixel is being read in a line by line fashion. So first of all, the first row of the pixel is being activated using this pixel select switch. So this pixel select switch connects this output voltage of this pixel to the column line. And by activating the column select switch one by one, we can read the data of each pixel, and the same procedure is repeated for the remaining lines. So in this way, in case of the CMOS sensor, the data is being read in a line by line fashion. So this is the overview of how CMOS sensor works. So now as we have understood how this CCD and the CMOS sensor works, now let us compare these two technologies. So first, let us compare these two sensors in terms of the system integration. So this charge coupled device or the CCD is very old technology. So in this technology, it is not possible to integrate the peripheral components like timers and ADC into the main sensor. So for these peripheral circuits, you will require the additional chip. So the overall size of the CCD sensor will get large. While in case of the CMOS sensor, as the fabrication procedure is very similar to the fabrication procedure of the integrated circuit, it is possible to integrate these peripheral components into the single chip. So in case of the CMOS sensor, it is possible to have a camera on chip or a system on chip. And because of that, this CMOS sensor is quite compact. Now let us compare these two sensors in terms of this power consumption. So in case of this CCD sensor, we require the different types of power supplies for the different timing clocks. And not only that, the typical voltages which is being required for the CCD is in the range of 7 to 10 volt. So the overall power consumption of the CCD sensor will be high. While in case of the CMOS sensor, it requires the single power supply. And not only that, the typical voltage which is required for the CMOS sensor is relatively low, that is 3.3 volt to 5 volt. So overall power consumption of this CMOS sensor will be lesser compared to these CCD sensors. So in the applications where the power consumption is the main criteria, in such scenario, the CMOS sensor is preferred over these CCD sensors. Now let us compare these two sensors in terms of the processing speed. So as I said earlier, in case of the CCD sensor, the charge that is generated in each pixel is converted into the voltage one by one. So overall processing speed of the CCD sensor will be lesser compared to the CMOS sensor. But this processing speed can be further increased by using the multiple shift register. So in this way, by doing the parallel processing, we can increase the processing speed of this CCD sensor. But in this case, we will require the additional amount of hardware. While in case of the CMOS sensor, as we have seen, the charge to voltage conversion is carried out in the same pixel. So processing speed of the CMOS sensor will be higher compared to these CCD sensors. And further, we can increase the speed of this CMOS sensor by using the multiple column select lines. So in this way, by doing the parallel processing, we can further increase the speed of this CMOS sensor. Now let us compare these two sensors in terms of the noise and the sensitivity. So as we have seen in the case of the CMOS sensor, the charge to voltage converter circuit as well as the amplification circuit is integrated in the same pixel. So overall field factor of the CMOS sensor will be less compared to the CCD sensor, and because of that the sensitivity of the CMOS sensor will be less compared to the CCD sensor. And because of that, the dynamic range of this CCD sensor is quite high compared to this CMOS sensor. And not only that, in case of the CMOS sensor, the amplifiers which is being used in each pixel is not identical. So because of that, you will see the non-uniform amplification, and that will act as an additional noise. But now the technology of this CMOS sensor has evolved so much that the noise and the sensitivity of the CMOS sensor is almost at par with these CCD sensors. Alright, so now let us compare this image sensor in terms of this image distortion. So in case of the CCD sensor, when you expose this sensor for the longer time, then you will see the effect that is known as the blooming. So nowadays, by using this anti-blooming technique, we can reduce this blooming. While in case of the CMOS sensor, the most common type of distortion that is to be known is the rolling shutter. So as we have seen earlier, in the case of the CMOS sensor, the pixels are being read in the line by line fashion. So because of that, whenever any fast moving object is being captured by the CMOS sensor, then this rolling shutter effect is quite noticeable. Like here, as you can see, in the case of this helicopter, the wing of this helicopter is straight, but when it is being captured by this CMOS sensor, then it looks like it is having a curvature. So that effect is known as the rolling shutter effect. While in case of the CCD sensor, all the pixels are getting exposed at the same time. So this effect is not seen in the case of a CCD sensors. So if we want to remove this rolling shutter effect in the CMOS sensors, then all the pixels should be get exposed at the same time, which is known as the global shutter. So nowadays, many of the CMOS sensors are also coming with this global shutter. So as we have seen, when we require the fast processing speed as well as the low power consumption, in such cases the CMOS sensors are preferred over the CCD sensors. While in applications where you require the high dynamic range and the low amount of noise, like a space application, in such cases the CCD sensors are preferred over this CMOS sensor. So I hope in this video you understood.
Okay, might be you understood that things. Okay, CCD and CMOS. Okay, complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Okay, the difference between this one and this CMOS and CCD. Okay, already in video it is explained. Okay, here it is one by one. It is conversion and amplification is conversion of voltage and amplification is done. But here each pixel it is conversion it is done. प्रत्येक पिक्सल मध्ये केलेलं आहे. नेक्स्ट वन इज द लाईन स्कॅनिंग. लाईन स्कॅनिंग म्हणजे काय तर सपोज एक कन्व्हेअर आहे, त्या कन्व्हेअरवरती ऑब्जेक्ट आहे आणि प्रत्येक ऑब्जेक्ट तुम्हाला जर ओके स्कॅन करायचं असेल विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द आवर we can say that standard object, then we can use the line scan. Line scan camera have a single row of pixel for acquiring data very quickly. These camera use long and narrow sensors. This generates a 2D image using line sense camera. The object is made to move along the narrow axis of the sensor, scanning one line at a time and reconstruct the image using the software. Line by line image construction occurs by the item moves past the camera. It is essential to synchronize the timing of line scan sensor with the movement of the object to obtain stable and meaningful photos. The pixels in this camera are arranged in a linear fashion that allows for long arrays. These cameras are the best employed for a high-speed processing like document scanning, print inspection, detail inspection, demanding measurement in the microscope. Okay, directly we will see how that line scan is done in the conveyors. Okay, we will see the application of that one. Okay, it consists.
Let me tell you
again,
about
it
this
is
amazing
one
offer
type
from
of
Udemy.
sensor.
Right now, they're having one of their biggest sales of the year. So
Okay, this one is a line. Continuous movement of product. Okay, line scan camera. The object detection. just I want to select this one.
Or presents itself as together the individual one-line images
see.
coming from the camera and rebuilds a 2D image in the host computer memory. As the individual lines and the lighting controller. This frame grabber cards when it comes to synchronizing the camera, sensors, and the lighting controller. This video is about acquisition from line scan or 1D cameras. When the object to be inspected is large, moving, or presents itself as an infinite web, it may be suitable to acquire the image line by line using a so-called line scan camera. When using a line scan camera, the frame grabber puts together the individual one-line images coming from the camera and rebuilds a 2D image in the host computer memory. As the individual lines of the image are acquired one by one, the challenge is to perfectly synchronize the camera line rate with the movement of the object or the movement of the camera in order to avoid image distortion. This is usually done by using an incremental motion encoder. An incremental motion encoder, either rotary or linear, is able to measure the angle of rotation or the position of an object. An incremental encoder will have its output toggle when the object rotates at a given angle or moves at a given distance. Eurosys GrabLink and CoaxLink cards have GPIO input lines dedicated to the connection of motion encoders when the object moves 100 microns. While keeping constant resolution, this mode is not very flexible as you have to change the encoder
You
as
can see this, you can play and you can see this video. I will share this. Okay, you understood, maybe understood. In line scan camera, it is used in the where continuous object if you want to find, and how it is scanned. Okay, how it works. It is a scan camera, line scan camera have a single row of pixels, means it does not have a certain one square pixel set. Rather than square pixel set, only one single row pixel set, and with the help of that only it is capturing the images. Next one is the area scan. In area scan, okay, the name itself you will understood, the certain area will be scanned with this camera. Okay, the area scan camera on other hand contain a large matrix of pixels that capture the image data. Image sensor in the area scan camera have both a length and width, means this area scan having the, we can say that, certain length and width or the width. In area scan camera, the image lens focus the object to be imaged onto the sensor, and the image sampled at the pixel level for reconstruction. Area scan camera are prevalent in situation where the entire picture is to be collected at once on when synchronization the movement of the object with the sensor is challenging. Since this camera operate excellently on discrete component, they are leveraged in the disproportionately large number of uncomplicated machine vision application. Just we will see how that actually, okay, certain area it is scanned. Okay, हे कसं area scan केलं जातं हे बघूया आपण with the one.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire,
controller. This video is about acquisition from area scan or 2D cameras. We will distinguish several cases where the object is stationary in the field of view or moving, or when the camera is moving, when using strobe lighting or not, or proximity sensors and motion controllers. In all the applications that we illustrate here, the camera acquires a single image every time it receives an electrical trigger signal that we will call camera trigger. The camera trigger is generated by the frame grabber and sent to the camera through the camera link or coax press cable. It is generated in response to a software command from the application or an electrical signal received on one of the card's GPIO input lines. In this first example, the camera is positioned at successive locations in front of the object. The trigger may be a software command coming from the application controlling the motion control card, or an electrical trigger signal coming from the motion control card itself. In the second example, the objects to be inspected move on a conveyor belt or on a handler. They stop in front of the camera for the time required to acquire the image under the control of a motion controller card.
Area.
In
But
this
in
third example,
previously,
a
there
presence
is
or
one
proximity sensor detects
small
that the
line.
objects are in
Okay,
position.
you will
The
un-
detector also sends an electrical
in
trigger
previous
signal to the frame
line
grabber.
scan camera, only
All
signal
these
line is there,
applications
but here
cases
you
are
will find
supported.
the
The
certain
motion
area.
controller or
या
detector's
ठिकाणी
electrical
area
output
तुम्हाला बघू
signal is
शकाल
connected to the
having
frame
some
grabber.
length and width.
The frame grabber is able to clean the signal, removing any electrical noise, and provide a reliable event that consistently triggers the image acquisition. If the position of the object in the field of view has to be adjusted, or if the detector has to be placed aside, the frame grabber is able to delay the acquisition for a programmable time period. When using the coax link cards, an incremental motion encoder can also be used together with the I/O Toolbox delay tool to delay the acquisition by a configurable amount of encoder ticks corresponding to the position offset of the detector. When using the coax link cards, the detector can be placed several objects in advance. The pipelined architecture of the delay tool ensures that each individual object will be properly shot when it reaches the camera's field of view. Finally, the lighting can also be controlled by the frame grabber. When used, the light will be strobed during the camera exposure time. The duration and position of the strobe pulses are programmable and can be adjusted. Euresys frame grabbers include numerous functions that simplify the overall design.
Okay, I hope you have understood. Only in line scan and area scan, the difference between two is the here only with single pixel row. It is scanned here certain having certain length and width. Okay, and around that it is scanned. Okay, this is about the line scan and area scan. Now, selection, how to choose any machine vision camera or selection of camera. How to choose any camera depend upon these many parameters. Okay, आता हे कशावर असणार आहे तर application where we have to use. Okay, first most important is the application, whether we have to use this CCD charge coupled or the CM complementary metal oxide semiconductor or line scan or the area scan, whether we have to use which application, okay, which camera which is suitable. Okay, कुठला suitable आहे ते आपण करणार. Scan type, area scan or line scan. Okay, again color analysis requirement. Okay, which one we require, black and white or color images or monochromatic or color. Camera sensor, which camera sensor we have to use, CMS, CCD. Shutter type, which shutter type we have to use, frame rate, resolution, interface, size and budget. Okay, with the help of these parameters we can select the camera. Okay, and last one is the calibration in machine vision. How we can calibrate the machine vision. Okay, it is calibration. It is done with, suppose in machine vision, calibration is the process of mapping the pixel coordinate system of the camera sensor to a world coordinate system. Okay, again it having the coordinate system like we have seen global coordinate system, world coordinate system, means whether it is starting from the one end, okay, along x direction and y direction, whether it is capturing same image or not. This mapping defines the relationship between the distance measured in pixel in the camera versus the actual distance. Okay, distance captured by the camera and actual distance we have to measure with the help of this. Anybody have any? They have started the anything? Okay, the camera sensor is divided into discrete pixels. Okay, this camera is divided into the discrete pixels. Calibration means calibrate करतो म्हणजे काय करतोय तर whether it is capturing same image or not. Okay, जी काही इमेज कॅप्चर केलेली आहे तर ते बरोबर कॅप्चर केलेली आहे का नाही हे आपण त्या ठिकाणी चेक करतो. ओके, the image record in the vision system memory is an array recording the amount of charge generated at each sensor pixel location. Okay, means the charge which is generated at each pixel, whether it is in each pixel or not, we have to check in the calibration. The conversion convention in the machine vision and electronic image is the treat the top left corner of the image as the origin to the make all references to the pixel location in coordinates system in which x runs across the row and y runs down the column sensor as shown in figure. Okay, along x and y direction. Okay, pixel we should choose. Okay, just we will see and we will just we will see how that actually calibration is carried out. मी simply एक photo काढतोय and
Every
त्या
company will
photoचं
be a
आपण-
tech company in the
okay, whether
future,
it is
and
capturing
data
same
will be the
pixels or
fuel
not.
that powers this revolution.
World coordinate frame, and at the end of your disposal, go from image camera with respect to the world coordinate frame onto a parameter. To do this, we know that estimating least geometry. So at this point, our camera is fully calibrated. And we would like to end with a simple example of how we can use a calibrated camera to reconstruct a three-dimensional. In terms of its dimensions, it also has
Okay, you can see this. I want to.
is defined in some world coordinate frame. And at the end of the day, when you've reconstructed the scene, you would like to know where each point lies in this world coordinate frame, say in millimeters. But what you have at your disposal are images of the scene where points are measured in terms of pixels. So in order to go from images to a full metric reconstruction, we need two things. The first is the position and orientation of the camera with respect to the world coordinate frame. These are referred to as the external parameters of the camera. And then you want to know how the camera maps via perspective projection points in the world onto its image plane. This camera model we come up with is a single matrix called.
Okay, you can see this videos and you will understood related calibration of in machine camera, how actually it is done. Simply you can remember that calibration is nothing but if I take one photo, it is generating same pixels along the coordinates. Okay, coordinate बरोबर same pixel बरोबर ते जनरेट केलेत का नाहीत तर ते म्हणजे काय आहे तर त्या ठिकाणी तर कॅलिब्रेशन असं म्हणतात. ओके okay, this will end our unit number 6. Okay, if you have any problem in this unit, then you can ask, otherwise we'll finish this unit. Okay, कुणाला काय प्रॉब्लेम असतील अप टू दिस पॉइंट जर ते विचारू शकता, जर नसेल तर from next lecture onwards we will start our last unit of this subject is nothing but which one? कुठला राहिलेला युनिट आपला? Can anyone know about which unit is remaining? Just if I have syllabus, then if I will open. Can you see the screen? The syllabus of our unit. Just I will open our robotics and artificial intelligence. Just I will go to that page. Okay, here. The first unit, introduction of robotics, already we have covered. Next, sensor, actuator, and end effector. Also, this unit is covered. Okay, kinematic, dynamics, and control. Kinematics, dynamic, and control. Okay, this unit is remaining from first session. Okay, these two units are covered. Next, in section, we have started with fundamentals of AI. Okay, this unit we have covered. Next, AI for the mechanical engineering application. This also we have covered, and vision system of AI. Today we have finished this camera calibration, camera specification and selection, camera, CCD, charge coupled devices, CMS, area scan, and line scan. Okay, these parts today we have covered. Means the second section completely we have covered. From section first, only this kinematic, dynamic, and control. Okay, we require near about 6 lecture to finish this. Okay, finish this chapter. Okay, but we required some mathematical calculation is there. Okay, for that we have kept at last. Okay, mathematical calculation असणार आहेत. How to draw that 2 degree of freedom, how to generate kinematics of 2 degree of freedom, 3 degree of freedom. We are going to see mathematically. Okay, mathematically आपण बघणार आहे. So for that we have kept at last. Just we will discuss and we will prepare accordingly. Okay, त्यानुसार आपण हे 6 लेक्चर मध्ये फिनिश करू. Okay, up to this and the assignment out of that 2 assignment already given. 2 assignment दिलेले आहेत. Minimum we have to complete 6. Okay, sorry 8 we have to complete. 8 assignment complete करायचे. Today, tomorrow morning I will provide the assignment AI, fuzzy logic, and AEM. Okay, 3 assignment means total 5, and afterward I will provide this. Okay, because most probably we have to end up to 10th whole syllabus. Okay, so that we can your exam is starting from 24th. Okay, 24 पासून start होणार आहे. Means we have covered section 2 only. From section 1 this third unit is remaining, and the okay, how many assignments? 6 assignment is remaining. Okay, I will provide that. You should complete that, and you have to upload on that our Google form. Okay, ते लिहून complete करून upload करायचे सगळे. Okay, if you have any problem you can ask, otherwise we will end today's session. You can write your roll number in chat box and you can leave the meeting. एक chapter